So if you are telling us the reason why you have failed in fixing our road infrastructure is because of resources, don't let me take you up there. Because you concentrated your energy as a minister on less priority issues. Don't discuss resources. I say it again. With all the road that we have across the country are failed. If you are addressing these roads, existing roads, with the resources that you have, sir, honorable minister, we will not be where we are. Don't discuss resources. I say it again.
The gloves are off. This House member deserves praise. If all House members that are in different committees in the House handle their jobs this way, question political appointees and point them to the right direction, that is actually doing the jobs for which they were elected, the political appointees will know that they are there for serious business, not for campaigning or doing anyhow they please while on the job.
You came here last year, you got 300 billion budget approval, supplementary approval. Don't raise my emotion. I am worried that you are not concerned about fixing Nigerian roads. We are not here for business of whether you want to do the job or you don't want to do the job. Stop telling us you are awarding road. We don't want you to be awarding road that you are not ready to do. How can you be telling us that there is no resources? In less than 1 minute, from everything that everybody has said, it's a clue. You have no plan for us as a nation. I was wondering what was used as benchmark for your appraisal.
How can the same administration be claiming that there is no more resources, that the government is not earning enough, that even the ones they are earning, they are using it to service debt? That's why they are increasing taxes, overburdening Nigerians, increasing the price of petrol. Virtually everything has increased. And the same administration cannot prioritize projects. There are several highways that are unmotorable, completely broken down, dilapidated. They can't fix them. They are talking about new roads. This is living in alternate reality. What do they want to achieve by wasting money on new roads that they know they will not even complete? And to imagine that Peter Obi raised the same issue. He criticized Dave Umahi during the Coastal Road saga. Let's hear how he responded to Peter Obi's criticism.
It brings me to some of the comments made by my brother, His Excellency Peter Obi. When you bring judgment, when you condemn people, you bring judgment upon yourself. And that's what he has done. And I think he's inciting some of the Southeast people that are not well informed. He's inciting them and he gets them into trouble, and he doesn't go to fight for them. Wisdom is a defense. We know money is a defense. But wisdom gives life to those that practice it. And I want our people to have wisdom because I'm involved.
As you can see, whenever you criticize people in government or their supporters, the issue you raised is about governance. It has nothing to do with religion or ethnicity. They leave that completely. Instead of addressing what you raised, the issue about governance, they leave it completely and start attacking your ethnicity or religion or, politicking completely. Know that you hit the right chord. Because if they had anything meaningful to respond, they would have focused on the issues. We learned all this during the election. People couldn't campaign based on the issues. They were busy attacking people based on tribal sentiments or religion. They were busy raising all sorts of issues that have nothing to do with the election proper or what they plan to do in office, how they will turn around Nigerian people's fortunes, the whole works. And now that a House member has raised the same issue Peter Obi raised months ago, is Dave Umahi going to tell him, you're trying to deceive your brothers, you're trying to deceive your ethnic group? Or is he going to reply based on the issues the House member raised? Because it's very clear to anyone that travels around the country, many roads are dilapidated beyond repair, like this one in Ekpoma, where tankers fall on a daily basis. They've not done anything about these roads.
Jesus, and they tell them that drive a inside door. Drive a inside door.
But here we are a few days ago in Sokoto State. Dave Umahi was there to flag off the construction of Sokoto-Badagry Highway. He turned everything to a political campaign. telling the crowd that they must vote for Tinubu in 2027 presidential election so that he can complete the project, that the project will take more than 6 years to complete. So how can someone in an official capacity, he went for government business, instead of focusing on the business, he turned it to a political campaign. So to these people, everything is politics. They cannot differentiate between governance and politics. After politics, you enter into governance. After governance, you politic to be re-elected to come back to office. But to them, they live and breathe politics. Whether in office, whether in anywhere. That's why nothing is working. Everything is practically broken in this country right now. Because all their decision-making process are guided by politics. Giving people appointment is based on politics. They don't care whether the person knows the job, he's a professional or not. They just give him the job.
And that is what we are going to do. So before 2027, this phase 1A will finish. Do you want phase 2A to finish? Sokoto people, do you want phase 1A, 1B to finish? Yeah, it's going to start around 2027. You know what to do. You did it before. You know what to do. The president you trust is the only one who will finish it.
This is supposed to be legal. He's not supposed to be using government funds to campaign. He flew from Abuja to Sokoto State to flag off this project. It was funded by the government, not from his pocket. Instead of focusing on the job, he turned it to a political campaign. So you see, when you have incompetent people running the show, this is the result. Nothing works. Cast your mind back to when Dave Umahi was still the governor of Ebonyi State. Granted, he brought a lot of development to the state, but how many of them were prioritized projects based on the needs of Ebonyi State people? Yes. Take for instance the airport he constructed using more than 50 billion naira at the time. Up till today, going to about 2 years, no commercial airline has landed in Ebonyi Airport that Umahi built. So imagine if he used that huge amount of money, he invested it in a priority project that can change their lives better instead of wasting it in a white elephant project. And when you consider the exchange rate at the time and convert it to today's exchange rate, that amount of money will be over 150 billion naira. So you can see he brought the same mentality to the works ministry. Not that these roads are his projects, by the way, these are Tinubu's pet projects. He always wanted that coastal road, especially because of his interest in the Lagos part of the project. Also, this Sokoto Badagry project, he's seeing it as something he can use to campaign in 2027. But if he truly wanted to do the job of the works minister, he must fix all the broken sections across many highways in Nigeria. You cannot have businesses that are going down and you're talking about opening a new business. It doesn't work that way. You can't manage existing ones. You're talking about new ones. Who does that? Is it because it's not their money? The kind of things these guys do, they can't do it with their own money. No one in his right mind, even if he stole all the billions, will never be traveling around the world with a retinue of aides, spending scarce foreign exchange on escorts. What about their long motorcades and their lavish lifestyle? Are we going to talk about governors who buy 2025 model year cars when their states are ravaged by insecurity? Nigerians are seeing the consequences of bad governance. The past 9 years we've been on a decline. Today we are the 4th largest economy in Africa, and the IMF just revised our GDP figures for this year, which puts us below $200 billion. So you can imagine the effects. What it means is that any foreign investor coming into Africa will first of all look at the largest economies. That will determine where his money will go to. Nigeria has the highest population, but they don't have the largest economy anymore. This must have caused the government to say, they need to rebase the economy again. Imagine, they want to rebase it since they know we no longer have the figures. They want to rebase it to maybe push it up to $400 billion again. This same thing happened under Goodluck Jonathan. If they do that, maybe they will successfully push Nigeria to first in Africa again. This was the same thing the National Bureau of Statistics did early in the life of this administration. When unemployment rate was approaching 40%, they changed the methodology for calculating unemployment overnight just to make the figures look right. They now started saying that to calculate unemployment, anyone that did any job for just 1 hour in a week is not unemployed, that the person has employment. That's why today when they publish unemployment figures, you see 4% or 5% of Nigerians that are unemployed, which is very laughable. So apart from the GDP figures they publish and the unemployment figures, is there anything that shows that Nigeria's economy is growing, that it is better today than last year? They can only change the figures to appear correct in the eyes of the people. They cannot change the reality on ground in Nigeria. Thanks for watching.